What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got a 2019 Z900. You may think it looks familiar. This bike here, yes, that is correct. We have had it on the channel once before, okay? And the customer has brought it back for an update tune, I guess you would say. The reason for that is he has done a lot of modifications. And like I said, we just want to get the bike dialed in with all the new stuff that's done to the bike. The bike in the last video had a stock header system and a M4 slip-on, meaning the front half of the exhaust was stock straight from Kawasaki. The back half of the exhaust was from M4 back here. That is not the case anymore. We have a full Black Widow header and an Akrapovic slip-on muffler. So basically, kind of sort of an Akrapovic full system, a little bit better on the pricing. This thing is in super good shape. He has also done a 520 chain conversion and a set of AIS block off plates. Bike should make a good bit more horsepower, right? Well, so far that's not the case. We overlaid his run from last time, his best pull, and today's first pull on there, and as you can see, he has lost a few horsepower. The blue line was his last time, the red line is now. So you can see we actually lost a few horsepower, but our air-fuel ratio is messed up. We're gonna get all that dialed in. Stay with us, guys, here we go. Alright, for those of you who are new to the channel, let me go in and show you a little bit about what we got going on here, okay? So this particular bike, we see we've got our dyno run pulled up here, and then we've got a dip in the power here, we got a dip in our air-fuel ratio down here, and then you can see out here the thing just tails lean, meaning not getting enough fuel. This is on our current present setup. So we're gonna go to export data, and then we're gonna look, now we've got all the air fuel ratios, all the RPMs, and all the horsepower stats right here in front of us. So we can take this thing, go in and reprogram our factory ECU. You can see I can do it for every throttle percentage up here, and I can do it for every RPM down here. So literally I go in and adjust this table and these numbers to be able to give us the proper and perfect air fuel ratio from everything from idle to wide open and everything in between. We're gonna dial in all that stuff perfectly so we get a better looking graph and better horsepower here. There is no need for a power commander on this bike. We go in and program everything in the ECU itself. You see we can adjust fuel maps, we can adjust ignition maps. We can also adjust what they call the secondary throttle plates in this table here. So whenever you go wide open with the bike doesn't actually go wide open. It has a set of computer controlled valves that open and close slowly. So you can see here, that's our 100% throttle table right here. This is our RPM table over here. You can see as the bike goes 100% throttle, the thing never goes 100% throttle until almost 10,000 RPMs. That's way too long. That's leaving way too much power on the board. We're gonna go in and correct all that stuff, flash the ECU. Now his numbers are already modified in his ECU because he has been here before, but we're gonna go in and dial it in for his new setup. So we're mainly only messing with air fuel ratio. I just wanted to show you a little bit about what was going on in the stock ECU of this thing. Another thing, the advanced settings table, I can go in and delete the pair valve because this guy has AIS block off plates, so we're gonna delete that. So we're not getting a check engine light. We're gonna lower our fan temperatures, change the ignition tables. We can change the rev limiter. We can take the top speed limiter off. We got a lot of options here, and like I said, no power commander is needed. You can mail your ECU in, get an ECU flash, and we can hook this thing up for you. All right, guys, enough talking. I got to get busy. I've ran this thing a time or two. We're getting the air-fuel ratio dialed in. Everything is getting much, much better. The bike is running very smooth. The customer said, well, here's the thing. We haven't exactly gained crazy amounts of horsepower, what we were thinking. Well, I don't know if that's what he was thinking or not. But either way, he upgraded from the full exhaust to the slip-on. He said the biggest issue that he didn't like about the slip-on was just the looks of the factory header. You could see the stock header with the no fairing style bike, and it just looked cheap. He didn't like the way it looked, so he went ahead and upgraded. Now the horsepower increase, I can't say that we've got an increase yet. We've actually lost a smidge. However, the last time he was here and we dynoed it, it was 60 degrees with 18% humidity. Today, it's 79 degrees and 40% humidity. So that's not a ton of difference, but that is maybe 1 or 2 horsepower. We're also down about 1 or 2 horsepower so far, even though we're getting our air-fuel ratio dialed back in. Maybe, like I said, once it's all said and done, we'll get this thing tuned in and make it more horsepower. But as of right now, the slip-on, M4 slip-on with the factory header, if you just want bang for the buck horsepower, pretty good win. The customer says overall, even though he hasn't really increased horsepower, he's still happy with his purchase. He said he likes the way it sounds better, and of course the look just means more to him than the 1 or 2 horsepower. Comment in the comments below, what do you think about his upgrade or downgrade? Here we go. Keep an eye right over there on how we've got the air-fuel ratio dialed in. This thing is riding really smooth. It's not finished yet, but we're getting really close. Listen to the sweet sound of this full exhaust. All right, guys, here we go with the final results from the full exhaust swap. So the first dyno runs I've got pulled up here for you is from when the customer got here with the old tune to now our finished product with the new tune. So we increased a lot of power. You can see he went from 119 to 126 right here at 97 RPMs. So the thing gained a lot by dialing in the tune. But I'm going to go back and pull up his best run from the last time. Now this was done in January of 2021. It is now basically about to be June of 2022, last day of the month. And I'm trying to think of how you would say this. Basically from the green line is our now. The blue line is our old stuff. Now, keep in mind, we already talked about the temperature differences. Of course, you know the difference from January to June. But look at the full exhaust barely out squeaks the other exhaust on top end. Now, you can see about 1 horsepower, but take a look at this right in here. This is at about 5,500. You can see the stock exhaust system outperformed the Black Widow exhaust. Now, is this customer going to go out and ride his bike and be like, oh my God, I can definitely tell I've got 1 horsepower less at 5,500 RPMs? No, probably not. But the thing of it is, he changed a lot of stuff and didn't really get a big gain everywhere. Now, to him, he still says it's worth it because of the fact that the bike has increased power in certain areas, but the main thing, he's happy with just how much better the bike looks. And like I said, he also lost a few pounds by doing the exhaust swap. Now, to some people, that's not worth the work and worth the money. Now, this header, he said he picked it up for around $250. Black Widow header, crazy cheap. In my opinion, they don't have a lot of research and development in trying to make these exhausts perform better. In other words, they take the factory exhaust, maybe they make it a smidge better, but they haven't really R&D'd this pipe. And how could you if you sell it for $250? Let's just say material-wise, and to pay for the guy's time to make it, they're not profiting a lot off these exhausts. So that's why you don't see huge power increases, in my opinion. The guys that put tons of money into these exhaust systems, like Krapovich, there's a reason their stuff costs triple the price. They're doing R&D, they're doing time and development to try to get every last horsepower and to make that exhaust system the best it possibly can be. Now, as far as the quality of this Black Widow header, it looks fantastic. I mean, they've really done a good job. When I see it and I'm like, $250 is all you pay for it? That's crazy cheap. That's a lot of a bargain, but was it worth it? All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications if you're new to it. We appreciate you watching. Smash that like button. Check us out, moremafia.com. If you have a Z900, huge power gains is what we can get out of these things for your stock bike. If your ECU has not been touched, you got huge gains on the table. Pick it up for cheap, moremafia.com. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, hit me up, moremafia.com. See you next time.